This is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection attorney in Birmingham, Alabama, and a large part of my practice is defending Alabama consumers who are sued by debt collectors and also suing debt collectors. And so we're often asked, how do you connect those two things? In other words, if a debt collector sues me, do I have the right to sue that debt collector? Well, you do under certain circumstances. And in this video, we're talking about consumer or personal debt, so not business debt. And that's a requirement for the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act to apply. So the first way that you can turn a collection lawsuit into a lawsuit against the abusive debt collector is if it's just completely a bogus lawsuit. You do not owe the money, but yet they sue you. So they're making the representation you owe the money. And if that's not true, then that may be a false representation, which is illegal under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or the FDCPA. Another common way is if you are sued after the statute of limitations has expired. That also is a violation of the FDCPA. Now, something that we have filed, I suppose, in the last 4 or 5 years, probably 60 or 70 lawsuits over, is where the debt collector sues you and you win, because the debt collector has no proof when they sue you. You win, but yet that debt collector will not get that off your credit report. They leave it on there. They park it on your credit report. So that 6 months later, a year later, 3 years later, you pull your credit report, you look at it, you still have this account, even though a judge has said you do not owe that debt to that debt collector. So that's a very common violation. And finally, what we're seeing more and more, and we didn't see this as much years ago, but in the last, say, 2 or 3 years we're seeing this, where you'll win your lawsuit. Again, that means you do not owe that debt to that debt collector, but the debt collector will not let it go. They're going to write you, they're going to call you, you're going to do the credit reporting we just talked about. They're going to continue to collect. They'll even sue you again. So when we have collection after you win your lawsuit, that is normally a good sign that you can sue this abusive debt collector. Because not only did they sue you when you don't owe the debt, but now they're continuing to come after you after they've lost. And that normally violates not only the FDCPA, but also state law. So if you live in Alabama and you'd like to talk with us about this, you can pick up the phone and call us, 205-879-2447, or you can contact us through our website, alabamaconsumer.com. Thank you very much.